Welcome, lovely evening to all of you. This is Scorecard on Citi TV. My name is Fentio Tahiru Fentio. Coming up over the next 90 minutes, we show you highlights from across the globe, the major sporting events with perspectives unrivaled. We'll put all of that on them. So what's on the menu today? The MTN FA Cup is reached the final stage. Hearts of Oak have a chance to defend their title, and they will have to do so against 2016 winners Bechem Utd. We've got highlights of that to come, of how both teams made it to the finals of this competition. Also, the Ghana Under-20 team, the Black Satellites, African champions at this level, they have been knocked out of the WAFU Zone B championship without winning a single match. In fact, they lost their second group game against Burkina Faso on Saturday. They are going home, which means no African Under-20 championships for them, no World Under-20 championship for them. So what's going on there? How did we arrive here from being champions just last year to getting kicked out without winning? In the Premier League, well, West Ham United ensured the drama will head all the way to the final day. After a 2-2 draw against Man City, Liverpool can close the gap to just 1 point going to the very final day of the season. Tottenham Hotspur have also leapfrogged their rivals Arsenal into the top 4 in that race to finish in Champions League places next season. The relegation battle also taking really good shape. Everton today, they had a good opportunity to secure that safety. They did not. Lost at home to Brentford. Elsewhere, Erling Haaland played his last game for Borussia Dortmund yesterday. We'll show you some highlights from that particular match. And AC Milan are this close to winning the Serie A title, which will be their first in 11 years. This is Scorecard. The show is live and interactive on social media, so you can reach us with the WhatsApp. The number is +233 550 585 Let me know what you make of all of that. And also use the hashtag Scorecard on Twitter. I'll read all of the messages for you. But of course, the biggest sporting event this weekend has to be the Men's FA Cup final in England. Chelsea against Liverpool. For the 4th time this season, the two teams met. And yet again, it went all the way to a draw. And then the penalty shootout, which Liverpool triumphed. Their second domestic trophy of the season. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back. This is Scorecard on Citi TV. Like I said, show is live and interactive. Let me hear from you on all of the issues that I mentioned in my intro, including those that I didn't. So the FA Cup final between Chelsea and Liverpool, you know for sure that will dominate the discussion here. Should it have been a penalty? Should it not have been a penalty? Konate on Pulisic? I don't know. What about you at home? Okay, I'd like to hear from you. Use the hashtag Scorecard on Twitter, hashtag Scorecard. I'll retweet your messages and then read as many of them as possible with the rest of our viewers across the globe also. So if you're watching us from outside Ghana, this is channel 363 on DSTV, channel 182 on GoTV. My guests are seated. Coach Christopher Nimley is here, tactician, chemistry teacher, and very loving husband.
Of course, that is very crucial. That one is very important.
Of course, I have to add it. Very loving.
Very loving husband.
Yes, I added an advert.
And a responsible father.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a father to 3 beautiful
That
girls.
is true. That
if
is
you
true.
address me properly.
Yes, your daughters call me Uncle Fent.
It's as usual.
Yes, yes.
You are their uncle. That one.
Yes, yes.
I'm good, man. Especially if you look at what happened yesterday. My joy could only be cemented by the... Don't what? Don't what? Don't what? I am good, man.
Okay.
Of course, but the only painful aspect was I really wanted Incrododista to win the cup for the Blues. But
you mean Rudiger?
Of course.
You wanted him to live on a high with a trophy.
But if I just oppose that against my joy, probably should get out.
Daniel, how are you doing?
I'm very, very good.
Yeah. Guys, we have a lot to cover today.
Yes.
So let's get right down to it. The first one, the MTN FA Cup semi-final matches. They took over this weekend, so there was no Ghana Premier League action, just MTN FA Cup action. Semi-final one was on Saturday at the Accra Sports Stadium. It was Hearts of Oak against Dreams FC. That match ended 3-2 in favour of the defending champions, Hearts of Oak.
FA Cup semi-finals. Back to
Salifu looking for Butcher. Butcher sends a teasing cross onto the roof of the goalpost. There's a goal kick.
Yeah, then there's a problem.
Dreams FC Simba, and that's the opening of Simba. Puts Dreams FC ahead.
Yeah, Dreams FC, when you look at how high their line has been, the number of bodies they've gone forward, Ejanim Boateng holds up the play well, and Hatzifuk trying to control the game and play out from the back. It's Ansabochi gives away the ball to Simba.
Glasson Awaku, he's got York in the middle. Barnier is calling for it. Yes, he finds him. Good save from Kumsin, and that's the equalizer. Benjamin York brings the Phobians on level pegging.
Glasson Awaku knows that there are not many options in the box, so squeezes the ball into the channel for Barnier, who on the sharp turn troubles the goalkeeper.
All waiting for Simba's cross, and Simba delivers. And he comes out. Doesn't get so much on it, but eventually he's out of the Hazabok 18-yard box. Rus onto the pass from Ibrahim now. Siraj trying to look for Afriya Barnier. What a goal! Daniel Afriya Barnier makes it 2-1 for the Phobians. An amazing finish from Barnier.
Salisu again, the takeoff affairs. Barnier is making an intelligence running behind the defense. Goalkeeper should be making an angle to narrow it down, but he stays very much on the spot.
That's a late challenge on Mohamed Al Hassan from Ibrahim Isa. Is a straight red card. Wow.
Yeah, it's a late lunge, but is it dangerous to tackle and land us on his ankle, doesn't it? More confidence in stepping out and helping them in defending.
Kosa with a through ball, and they get a third goal. It is Siraj presented with a gift, and is welcome with Azabok's third goal.
Because if you're not there, the goal doesn't happen. Siraj luckily gets the third goal for Hatzifuk and maybe put the game beyond Dreams FC now in Hearts.
Muntari's ball blocked now. Dreams take over. Ali will save. Here is Simba Sylvester. He puts it onto the path of Kakari. It's Kakari, and Kakari is over the bar. That was so close. The Phobians are...
What a miss. What a miss from Kakari. So Dream scored the second goal after some very horrible goalkeeping from Ai. And then Kakari had that chance to make it 3-3, and he missed it. At that point, Dreams FC were already down to 10 men after the red card incident. The other semi-final was played on Sunday. This was a derby, a Brunner-Harvard derby, if you like. Bechem United against the Genoa Stars. Bechem United won the competition back in 2016. They played Okowu United on that day. They're back in the final, and they had to do it against their rivals, the Genoa Stars.
Centre referee Maxwell Hansen gets us underway in the second semi-final. Before that is Aqua lays on the pass, he goes through the middle, looking for that shot from a distance. Just couldn't get the full blast of the ball, Paul Quay. And here comes Augustine to the near side now. Avonyo does a lovely turn and flick. And that is the first goal for the Hunters.
He can't move because he can't see that ball. Good pass from Augustine Okra just to link up with Agbenyo. But look at Agbenyo. The moment he cuts it onto his right, he's looking to strike the ball and hits it so well.
Yahya Mohammed at the receiving end now. Brighter J finds Jamefi. Oh! The weather makes it up for Association Football. It's a free kick advantage. It will be... Oh, that's the second goal. Oh, my word. Augustine Okra. And his shot was helped on.
But just look at the power behind the strike. Amazing hit over the wall. Straight into the crossbar, but it hit the goalkeeper in return. And it's an amazing goal. Super goal.
It's a solid pass through there. Oh, that nearly resulted in an own goal. Clearance. Free kick advantage to Yahya Mohammed. And Maxwell Hansen brings the half to an end here at the Golden City Park.
Whew. Augustine Okra, take a bow. Take a bow, son. What a strike. Coach, let's talk about the two games quickly. First one, Hatzifuk. I wasn't very happy with the attendance. on a Saturday afternoon, same time as the English FA Cup final. We didn't help ourselves there. But the football itself as well. Really good quality goals from Hearts of Oak.
Yeah. You see, in the attacking sense, if you're a coach or if you are a football person, you should be very happy. Yeah. But again, defensively, this is one of the reasons why our teams will never progress to the group stages of any intercontinental world competition.
This is why our teams don't do well in Africa. You can put it like that.
No, I said until we rectify it. That's what we don't doing well is there. Going forward, we will never progress.
You're speaking like a prophet now.
No, but did you see the Dreams FC first goal?
Yeah.
Did you see the Hearts of Oak second goal, the one that Barnier scored? There was a defender who had Barnier in sight, running with him toe to toe. All of a sudden,
He stopped.
when the pass, then he just stopped.
Yeah.
And I was asking myself, why did he stop? If he didn't stop, he's putting in a solid sliding challenge to block the ball from entering to the net. He didn't. He just decided not to continue with it.
Yeah.
And again, go back and look at the Hearts of Oak third goal.
So here's the Dreams goal.
Okay, but
What is wrong with this?
And
It's a brilliant strike.
and Sam Boche gave the ball away. If only we could go back.
No, they'll go, but the replay will come.
Okay.
Here you go.
So now,
Okay.
oh, okay. Then we've moved away from that. Look, okay, they've started the whole thing again. Now, if you get there, you realize that the ball was virtually presented to Ansam Boche.
Yeah.
So all
It
did you see
it
that?
was a poor first start.
First, you don't do that, though.
Yeah. In your own penalty area.
You don't do that. Look, we've watched Elali, we've watched the Champions League in Africa. You see, if you are a football person, that is the.
This is it.
Look,
it was a poor first touch.
What was that? What was he thinking about? And look, like I said, the guy who scored the goal did absolutely fantastic because he picked his spot, knew where he was, used the arc of the 18 and just placed the ball in the back of the net. And to me, that is a very excellent goal score.
And this is great awareness because he knew the goalkeeper could parry the ball.
And then, look, in fact, there was something fantastic about that. At the time that Waku made the pass, he was in an offside position. But when he came back,
that's right.
That is proper coaching.
Yeah.
Or that is proper awareness on behalf of the player.
This is your favorite goal.
Why did he stop? Why did the guy, instead of following Barnier, where was he going?
Prevent the cutback, I guess.
No, if the replay will come, and you will clearly see it again. Watch. There, he's seeing the movement of Barnier. Yes. He's going with Barnier. Go! Then he stops.
That's true.
Why do you do that?
Because if he had put him under pressure...
Definitely.
Yeah.
Barnier would have had two things to think about. So a decision should have been made. Whatever, because of what he did, it was so obvious a decision for Barnier. And look, it was a super strike at goal. You want to give credit to him. Again, if you go, look, Bechem, I don't know what their ambitions were before the season started. By far, they are the best team in the league.
Kasim Mingle deserves credit.
Look, the quality of their football is better than Hearts of Oak, is better than Kumasi Asante Kotoko, is better than any other team in the league.
Which is why I'm disappointed they couldn't challenge for the title when it was actually presented to them.
I said go back and watch the game between 11 Wonders and Bechem. Anytime, because look, I just don't get it.
Yeah.
You remember the other day I told the FA General Secretary that they should go and look for that clip. Because, look, the quality of their football has been absolutely fantastic.
Look at this near post finish.
Yes.
Like the goalkeeper was rooted.
And for me, if only they really wanted to have a goal at the league, I think they would have made our league a better contest.
Speak to me about
this. And look at this. Oh, my goodness. The last
this is what you call a howitzer.
No, see, this is a Roberto Carlos-like.
That's right.
Roberto Carlos. Right. Or a Ronald Koeman.
That's
those
right.
who didn't get a chance to watch those
go back and watch
Ronald Koeman. Go and watch Ronald Koeman. Go and watch Roberto Carlos.
Yes.
They were striking the ball with such finesse, such power, precision, accuracy from such a
ridiculous
distance. And for me, look,
Augustine
Okra, look, it sums up the quality of the player. Maybe, like you rightly said off air, whenever he puts on the Bechem United jersey, he's a completely different animal. I think he's a quality player. He's a quality player. I don't know what our local Black Stars team is looking like as at now. We don't have a proper breakdown of what is being done with that team. That team has not qualified for the CHAN tournament back to back to back.
Yeah.
I will be shocked if this guy is not an integral member of the
not
local
just the
Black
local
Stars.
Blasters. He has a genuine shout for the Blaster.
Yes.
You see, the thing about Augustine Okran, what pleases me most about, he was a consular player at youth level, didn't do well. They shipped him out to Bechem United. He won top scorer in the Ghana Premier League at Bechem United. Came back to Kotoko.
He just couldn't do it. So
he just went to Sudan. Then
that,
he came back.
that is why I'm saying maybe don't rush him to, because the history you've just given, maybe when the stages are high and there is pressure on him, he just doesn't.
Because when he went to Sudan, he did really well.
Yes, so let's look at him in the local Blasters or the CHAN team, and let's see how well he does. If he can carry on from there, then surely we are in. We have a very good number 10 in our field. So look, Hasselhoff, Bechem qualified for the final.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be an interest. Look, if Bechem were to bring their A game that day, I fancy them to beat.
Daniel, the final is in Kumasi on June 26. We have a history of always taking the final to a neutral ground. Kumasi, obviously, we have more than a month to try and promote this and make it a big deal. How much of a big deal do you think it will be, just looking at the two teams involved, you think?
That's a funny question you've asked, because this season, games that on paper are big deals don't look like they are big deals when it comes to attendance in the stadium. And look, it has to go down to the organizers. They play a huge part when it comes to promoting these events. I remember when the current GFA president was the head of the FA Cup management committee, the 2017 final in Tamale managed to fill that stadium between Hearts and Kotoko at a time where local football wasn't necessarily getting peak attendance at the stadiums. It was down to their hard work, and in fact his hard work. Now he's chairing the GFA.
You mentioned the year before that in Cape Coast when Bechem played.
Exactly.
That was
we saw those pictures earlier. In fact, they are all over social media. It just shows you the sort of work that was put in by the management committee at the time, and you expect them to do something similar, because it's a bit disappointing to see. First of all, the one in Accra, Hearts of Oak and Dreams FC. There's practically nobody at the stadium, and then the one BA between Aduana and then Bechem United. You look at the pitch at an FA Cup semi-final game. You look at the pitch and the nature of the pitch that the two teams are playing on. There's nothing to write home about, but of course there's always a chance to rectify issues. And the Baba Yara Stadium is a fantastic edifice, and you expect them to do proper promotion for fans to go out there and patronize the game, because it's the last game. It climaxes the local season, and it hasn't been the best season, especially when it comes to fans patronizing games. We all thought it would be much better this season because of the way last season ended, but the promotion from the handlers has not been enough, and it takes a collective effort. If they do their work, everybody else will do their work, and will by all means see the fruits at the end of the day. So look, it's a big game of football. It's hard to folk defending champions against, in coaches' words, 2016 champions, and in fact one of the best teams in the Ghana Premier League this season. So from a footballing point of view, it's a must watch. It's a game to watch.
All right, June 26th is my birthday. I'm not looking for a birthday gift from either teams, but Bechem United can do a lot.
You know, when you say then you expose yourself. I don't get this, man. You know, you are not. Bechem can do what?
You let me finish the statement.
Oh no!
I'm saying that Bechem United can change that. You know, it's what I wanted to say.
The Hearts can't change that, eh?
Yeah, I mean, they can.
Okay.
Yeah, if they don't win. Let's move it on to Ghana. The Ghana Under-20 team, they were in Niger to defend their title. The WAFU Under-20 Championship is a qualifying event for the African Under-20 Championship, which is also now the qualifying event to the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. So to get there, you really have to do so well. Last year, Ghana won the WAFU Under-20 Championship. Then they went to the African Under-20 Championship and won that competition as well. So they went there this year as defending champions in Niger. Played their first game against Nigeria. They lost that match by 2-0. And so they needed to win, absolutely. No chance any result would be good for them. They needed to beat Burkina Faso to qualify because there are only 3 teams in the group. But after only, 8 minutes or so, Burkina Faso scored the first goal. It was that quick, that early. All right? Ghana fought back, got the equalizer, and that's from the substitute. In fact, the coach reacted, brought on 2 players in the first half. And as Ghana pushed for the winner, pushed for the winner, Burkina Faso delivered the sucker punch, and that's it. And won that match by 2-1. So they make it to the semi-finals along with Nigeria. And it is what it is at the moment. Daniel, you get the first bite at this. This is a big disappointment, especially on the back of what the team did last year. And we know usually when the teams perform at the under-20 levels, it brings eyeballs on the talent. Now, the fear is that we might never know any of these players until maybe many years later.
Yeah, it's very true, but look, it's very disappointing, as you said, considering what the team did a couple of years ago, conquering Africa. To come and not even be able to make it past the group stages is highly disappointing. But I think this just shows and it draws more attention on the format that we use to qualify. And it's a bit painful. Look, no matter how you look at it, these are the 3 best teams in this part of Africa, in West Africa, Ghana, Burkina Faso, and Nigeria. And they are in one group. And one of them is by all means going to drop. It was always going to be a big shock. If Nigeria went out, it was a big shock. If Burkina Faso went out, it was a big shock. If Ghana went out, it was a big shock. And it's very unfortunate that the 3 best teams have to face themselves in the group stages. And this is something that we need to watch. And it cuts across. That's the same thing the women's football is also complaining about. The fact that the best teams are grouped together. Look at what happened to the Black Queens. Had to face Nigeria in the first round. You look at the youth levels also. The best teams in each zone are grouped together. And it's not fair because at the end of the day, you don't get the best teams from the continent going out to represent Africa. And you see, it goes down and it affects the coefficient because then in years to come, we could even have lesser places in this competition. So I think it's something that CAF needs to look at. Yes, from a footballing point of view, you can be disappointed at Ghana. But the fact of the matter is that the 2 group games we faced could easily have been finals on any other day. True. It could have been finals. Ghana-Nigeria is a final. It's supposed to be a final. Ghana versus Burkina Faso is also a final. So it's very unfortunate that the Black Satellites couldn't make it out of the group. But I think the broader thing is to look at the qualification method because it's very unfair. It's
problematic.
It's very problematic. Look, you look at other parts of Africa where they are, no disrespect, but their youth talent is not as beefed up and it's not as quality. In terms of quality, cannot match up to what we have in West Africa. But then the West African teams have to eliminate themselves and then 1 or 2 of them will go out today. Look, I was not surprised Ghana won the last competition because the best youth players come from West Africa. So once we won the WAFU Zone B, it was almost a given we were going to win there.
How about those that say that the format is to give opportunities to the others? Like you rightly said.
Yeah, look.
If the format remained what it was, then it would always be Ghana, Nigeria, Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, and that's it.
Look,
Mali.
If you want to give opportunities to some, you see, I'm not of the view that you just. It's like, look, people are putting in work. Ghana is putting in work. Senegal is putting in work. Nigeria is putting in work. Burkina Faso is putting in work. That's why year after year after year, we see our players on the map. We see our teams go out and represent
if you want
Africa.
A chance, work hard for
exactly, work hard for it. You don't need to be spoon-fed. It's not like you are dashing, because that's exactly what CAF is doing. They are dashing places to people who they think are not getting enough opportunity. But if they were good enough and they met the Ghana and the Nigerians, they will beat them. It's not about grouping Ghana, Nigeria, and Burkina Faso and Senegal and co. And eliminating them at the first round, and then the surplus goes to the next round. It's a bit unfair.
Coach, Daniel seems to think that the qualifying format hasn't helped us. Is that the feeling you have, that that's perhaps why we lost 2 matches to Nigeria and Burkina Faso?
I have a completely different feeling.
You've never had your phone here.
Today I have to bring my phone because I'm going to do what I have to do.
Go on.
For the sake of the program.
Go on, Coach.
Look, let me tell you something.
I'm listening.
That is the method of qualification. We've known this.
And we knew that. And we knew that.
When we won this same tournament last year, or the last time it was held, we didn't complain about the qualifying format.
No, but some people complained.
No, we still did, but it wasn't as profound, so go on.
We won.
Yes.
Whether you
despite the qualifying format,
you won. Despite the qualifying format. You see, what this qualifying format should always remind our handlers to do is very simple. It is because it is so difficult a method being used to qualify. It clearly means that you have to do the right things to get your team to progress. For the next 2 years, under 20 football in this country is completely done with.
Yeah, it's dead.
It's dead and buried. And for me, that is where it hurts. Fent, you, Cranton, myself, and every footballing Ghanaian watching this program, the players we took to this tournament, are they the best under 20 players in this country? So it's a big no.
Okay.
It's an look at the quality of football we're playing. Bim, bam, boom, bim, bam.
But we won the competition playing like that last year.
Last year, I sat here and I complained about the quality of our football. I remember my good friend here said, it's about the results.
Yes.
Quality of football is about, and I'm of the view that, look, at this level, you should be concerned about the quality, the technique, because these players are to progress to the next level.
So if they had played well, the quality and everything was there and they still lost,
then you can look at the team and say, come on, there are 1 or 2 players.
But I'm saying that, would you have spared them if they played well and still lost?
Me? Yes. I would have, because you know me, at the juvenile level, I'm not so much concerned about winning. It's the Black Stars I want to see win tournament, not these people. These people, I want them to progress. If they play well and they win, I'll take it. If they play well and they don't win, I'll be much happier. Now look at what has happened to the team. Look, the day the Ghana Football Association president, Keto Kreku, elected himself or chose himself to be the chairman of the youth of youth football in this country, or juvenile football in this country, that was the day I wept. Because one thing that will be so clear, everybody knows Keto Kreku. I know him, you know him, we all know him. When it comes to business, taking players out of this country, running his business, selling players, he's top notch. Top notch. You don't take that.
What are you getting?
Oh, you wait, listen to me.
Yes, coach, we need to take a break.
Yeah, we'll take the break, don't worry.
Right now.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, it's a start for our first.
So I'll continue. Go to break and come. Go to break and come.
Coach,
even viewers themselves want me to continue. Today I'm holding my phone. So
you hold your thoughts for me. This is Scorecard on Citi TV. I'll read some messages that have come through, and Coach will get to finish his point. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. This is Scorecard on Citi TV. Let me read some messages. I'm starting from the messages on Twitter. Nation Builder, George Niyama, he says, Chelsea's loss to Liverpool really pained me. Cody Abano says, Coach is the reason I always watch the show. Liverpool is going to lose on Tuesday. RB Chaser says, the Mendy penalty save from Mane was like he knew Mane would look and then send it over there. Interesting. Kwesi says, Coach and Danny, you guys predicted Chelsea were going to win the EPL. Lukaku will win the Goal King, and Newcastle were going to be relegated, but your predictions didn't come to pass. What's your take now?
He didn't watch the program.
No, he's talking about a video promo we did. I know.
No, I didn't predict Chelsea.
Yeah, no, you weren't part of that video. Francis Skinunu says it's very heartbreaking for Chelsea to lose 2 final games to the same team. Tell Coach Nimley to think of his team, Man U, who are out of the top 4, and leave our Chelsea for us. Interesting. Donnell says Venture should be banned from laughing on set. Why? Bernard Bryan says kudos to the Reds for our 8th FA Cup trophy. All we need is Gerrard to do the damage against Man City. Yeah, Jamie is tweeting at us. He says tracking and getting free is my strength today. Coach Karim Zito's signature tactics. Don Carlos says Chelsea had the opportunities but failed to win. FK Liberty says, Shalifentio, today, Vim no day your intro inside crowd. Is it because of the FA Cup? Good evening, guys. Vim D, you just chose to quench the fire. But Passionate Gunner says, okay, more messages here. Hold on. All right, trying to pull them out. Okay, so I'll read more messages. This one says, Fen, please, do you remember the guy who consistently predicted Italy will win the Euros on your show? Guess what? He also predicted Liverpool will win the Premier League even before the season started. Man U, Liverpool were 14 points adrift. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Yes, I do remember him. More messages here. It says, ask Coach Nimley if he will be willing and available to train the Ghana under-20 team. Coach, are you willing and available to train the Ghana under-20 team?
No, I can't work with these people. Because at the end of the day, they will not allow me to put the correct players there. They will choose the player. Look, Randy Abbey alone, 2 players. Keto Krikwe alone, 4 players.
Yeah.
If you don't belong to a member of the ESCO, look, that is our football there. Look, it will never get better. The only way for football in this country to get better is for us to get neutral people managing our game. But if you have the FA president, he alone has about 5 teams. Why do you think he's doing football? Of course, it's to market these players and make money out of them. So he will use our national team and promote his players. When they go and they do well and they sell them, then he takes the money.
Yeah, but right now, what you're doing is that you're just hazarding a guess. You don't know for a fact that that's what he's doing.
So why is he doing football?
No. I mean, you don't know for a fact that he's using national teams to sell his players. We
the
don't
Dreams
know
FC players, look. One of these.
Are you saying that if he wasn't, but coach, are you saying that if he wasn't GFA president, there wouldn't be Dreams FC players in the team?
There wouldn't be as many Dreams FC players that we have now in the team, or people that belongs to him and that have football team.
Here's a question. There was a time when Right to Dream, not Dreams FC, Right to Dream had about 5 players in the national team.
Look,
at that time. Nobody at Dreams, Right to Dream. Nobody at Right to Dream was working at GFA.
Until Keto Krikwe became the FA president. Give me one time where we had more than 2 Dreams FC players in our national team. Tell me today.
But his coming to the FA could have coincided with the growth of the team.
That one should coincide. That one should coincide. That one is
the same way the rights of Right to Dream also coincided
we needed players who could track and get free. We needed players who could go to the tournament and track and get free.
But isn't this the tracking and getting free coach? So he should know the people he needs.
You see, I was going to say something. Let me end this. I'll continue on Sports Panorama, but let me end this. I think we need to design a program so that we'll see the appointment of all our national teams. All those people giving appointment, I can say today, about 40 to 60% of them have an allegiance with Keto Krikwe. Even kid
you
people.
Mean coaches?
Not only coaches.
Which other appointments are you talking about?
Design a program. I will bring the fact. When you can, I know because of where you're sitting, you behave as if you don't know. But I'll collect the facts from you. You know, give me the information.
I don't have any contrary facts.
Tell me you don't have.
I don't. You see what you are saying? You are leveling allegations. And I'm saying that it is entirely yes, it's an allegation. That is using the national team to promote his own players.
Every FC coach is associated with the national teams. True or false?
Every what?
Dream FC coach is associated with the national team.
Was very hold on.
I'm saying who is a Ghanaian? Listen to me.
Now you are adding that.
So I've corrected myself. Zito is Dreams FC, technical director. He has a national team. My good brother, what is the name? Ignatius. My other good brother, the one who used to come to the sports room.
Domo.
Yeah, with the national team.
But Domo is not in the national team.
Oh.
Which national team is Domo coaching?
Go and check. I say you give me the facts.
I don't, and I'm giving you right now, live on TV, that Wilfred Domo is not.
He's not an assistant coach to any of the national teams.
No. It's Ignatius who is assistant to at under 17. And he was assistant to Maxwell. When they made Maxwell, so now that Maxwell is not even there, I don't know if Ignatius is appointment.
Go and search Domo's own properly and come back to me.
Oh, coach, I'm telling you. I would have known.
I'm saying, so you give me all the fillers.
No, I'm saying that it's
you
public.
Understand now? You have confirmed.
I'm saying it's public knowledge.
You give me all the fillers.
It's a national team coaching role, so it will be public knowledge. If I'm wrong, somebody can correct us. Maybe he's in there, I don't know. Maybe I'm debating you out of that. But
So,
Coach, your point is well made. We should be fair with the selection. You've said this you've said this many times. Yeah. You just have a very weird way of saying it. By
what makes my way of saying it weird?
You bundle in allegations.
You will not say it the way I will say it.
That's what
that doesn't make my way of saying it weird.
Let's talk CAF Champions League. Al Ahly and Wydad have booked their final places. They had very convincing wins in the first legs, and they had to finish the job in the second leg. Both matches ended in a draw. So Al Ahly, they drew with ES Setif. It was 2-2 away from home. They had won the first leg 4-0. It was a very convincing victory. Wydad Casablanca also beat Petro Atletico away from home. In the home game, that match ended 1-1. Take a look at the two games. All right, so that's that. The CAF Champions League final is now set. It's Al Ahly versus Wydad. Al Ahly in their third straight Champions League final. Piso Masimani working real wonders there. The final will be staged in Morocco. At the end of May. Al Ahly were not pleased that the final was going to be held in Morocco. They don't like Morocco at all. And besides, Wydad is a Moroccan team, so they think that that is not neutral at all. But CAF said only 2 countries submitted bids to host the final. And those 2 countries were Senegal and Morocco. And then later on, Senegal pulled out. So once Senegal pulled out, the only other logical thing to do was to give it to the other team that submitted a bid. No other country submitted a bid, so they can't just give the final to someone else who did not offer to host the final. So it is what it is. They are maintaining that decision. Let's go to England. That's where Chelsea took on Liverpool for the 4th time this season. This time it was the FA Cup final at Wembley. The match ended 0-0, went to extra time. Nothing separated the two sides, so we headed to the out of 12 yards penalty shootout. Liverpool won that by 6-5. That Chelsea and Liverpool, yet again, nothing separating the two teams. But Liverpool went home with the trophy, their 2nd of the season. They still have 2 more they say they are competing for, and that the quadruple is on. Namely, we've seen these 2 teams do it all season. Every single match, very open, plenty of chances, and somehow another draw.
Yeah, you see, we did a game on radio, and I remember saying very clearly that on the face of the team sheet, I favored Liverpool to go on and win it.
Yeah.
Because they had their Salah, they had their Mane, their Luis Diaz. They would look a more formidable team. While Chelsea came into the game without Kai Havertz, I believe their most important forward player throughout the season, he's proven that. But as the game went on, the 2 teams showed that intermittently they had the other one under siege. So they would go and then batter. And at the end of the day, they just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. But look, tactically, I was so much disappointed in the Chelsea manager. Why do I say so? There were 5 changes to be made in 90 minutes. You also had the liberty to make a 6th change in extra time. I don't know whether he got carried away by the number of changes that he had to make and therefore was making the changes anyhow. Because I didn't understand the introduction of Ruben Loftus-Cheek to go in there to go and play as a number 9.
Thank you very much.
Why did he do that?
Who should have come on?
He should have kept Lukaku in the game.
Simple.
Because at the time, tactically, once you introduce Hakim Ziyech, we all know Hakim Ziyech doesn't have the pace as a natural winger to go past any fullback. What he does, he teases you, he cuts onto his left foot, and then the cross goes in. And yesterday, Romelu Lukaku showed something. He won all the area battle, whether it was against Van Dijk or Konate. So when I saw the introduction of Hakim Ziyech, I was like, okay, then Chelsea now is now going to vary whatever they are, because Alonso surprisingly didn't put in those crosses. Rhys James, who is
never crosses, he's good score.
And I'm shocked. You see, again, I blame the manager, because you don't spend over 90 million, 100 million pounds on a player and not even play to the strength of the player. I just can't understand that on the part of Toto Alote. So yesterday again, you could clearly see that after introducing Loftus-Cheek as a number 9, he realized that the guy is virtually useless on the pitch. So now we are going for the PKs. There's absolutely no need to have him there. Let me pull him out and introduce what? Ross Barkley, who obviously will be a PK taker. So I believe that once he brought on Hakim Ziyech, he should have kept Lukaku in there to give Chelsea at least a slim chance of hoping that, let's see whether Hakim Ziyech can put in one or two of those crosses that Romelu Lukaku could pound, because there was absolutely nothing to separate the two teams. And for me, tactically, he got it spot wrong. It was a big no. Especially when Chelsea needed to win something in the season. You see, you don't get yourself to 2 finals against the same opposition and rather go and mess up like the way he did. I think
but this is Liverpool, though.
They can be beaten. They can be anybody.
So far, they've lost 3 matches the whole season.
So does that mean that you should?
No, it
weaken your
doesn't.
team?
I'm just saying that it's difficult.
So they can be beaten.
And they have played 60 games.
So they
Only
can be
3
beaten.
teams have managed to beat them.
Chelsea could have been the 4th team.
They could have been, but I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that to make excuses.
I understand.
I'm just saying that there is also argument in giving credit to the strength of Liverpool.
That's what I've never diluted their strength here. I'm saying that Toto Alotti should have kept.
And I don't know. I totally get that. But they're saying there's
when
you say it
today,
like that, it makes it seem like there's a guarantee that if he kept in, they would have won.
No, there's no guarantee.
There's no guarantee.
You have to give yourself
You
the
are giving
best
yourself the best
opportunity.
chance.
That was what he did and kept him on from minute 1 all the way till the time he was subbed. So it's not like...
No, see, until the time he was subbed, there was nobody in the Chelsea fold who was playing to his strength. All the area duels he won were goal kicks, and he was flicking them on. He kept flicking them on. Now, go to the bar line. Once you introduce a player...
But I think you know that, Coach. You and I know that. That's not even Lukaku's strength. It's not crossing balls. Lukaku likes the ball in front of him.
No, come on.
You have said this multiple times.
He's also very brilliant in the air. Go back to the World Club Championship. Go back to the World Club Championship that you won. You remember the goal he scored in that final?
Yeah, but...
A bullet of a header.
It doesn't mean that is his biggest... That's not his strength.
If you look at the Chelsea players on parade yesterday...
No, I'm giving relax.
Coach is making a simple Coach is making a simple point, which is factual. When you are bringing somebody with the strength of Ziyech, you know that Ziyech is going to be swinging balls into the box. Okay, now who in that Chelsea team is able to win balls in the air and put the ball in the
apart from
Lukaku?
Nobody.
So why are you bringing somebody in to create a different dimension and then nullifying that dimension by taking out the person who can complete that dimension?
When Ziyech had his best run this season, Lukaku didn't play 1 minute.
That's what we are saying. That Ziyech had his
I'm just saying that Ziyech is not just a crosser.
No, I'm saying that
when he came, what was he doing? He was swinging balls, and Konate and what's his name, Martin, were dealing with it all day because Pulisic is never going to win anything like that. Okay. And you see, it was very problematic. But friends, for me, yes, look, it's once again, these two teams have met in the final, and once again, it's down to fine margins. Yes. Anybody could have won it on the day. Both teams had glorious opportunities, and it just comes down to those fine margins. And in the spirit of fine margins comes refereeing decisions. And you see, it's becoming a trend that is increasingly getting disturbing. Because you see, at this level, let me just go down to what I'm talking about.
Okay.
The Ziyech incident. Hakim Ziyech and Konate. There is, look, in no league, in no universe, would that thing not be given as a penalty? A shoulder badge, when it's given, if you are side to side and you are both chasing the ball, and you shoulder badge somebody, fine. But when the guy is clearly in front of you, as Ziyech was, this was a clear push. And you could see Konate's hand clearly pushing him. Konate is not going for the ball. Is he? No.
Ziyech would have gotten to the ball here.
Ziyech is going to win the ball. This is a penalty and a red card.
I think I agree with Daniel, but I think during the game on radio, what I also heard the commentators said was like Ziyech started in an offside position.
No, he was not offside.
No, if you look at the play again, he was virtually ahead of all the Liverpool.
Was he?
He was not offside.
I'm saying that maybe that is why they didn't actually give it a look.
They didn't give it because they waved it off. Ziyech was not offside. He was not offside.
Maybe. I'm not saying
this is as clear. You see, and it's becoming a trend. I say a trend because I quite remember a couple of weeks ago Gordon against Matip, the exact same thing. Gordon is going with the ball. He's beating Matip for pace. And he's clearly pushed in the back. And Lampard said the same thing. This incident, he's clearly pushed in the back. And once again, it wasn't given as a penalty. And I'm asking myself...
So you're saying what? Liverpool are getting too many favourable decisions?
Too many. Because this is clear.
And it's becoming a trend.
Lampard said the same thing. Why is this not a penalty? How is this not a penalty?
Yeah, because Gordon is clearly ahead.
In fact,
he had to...
Look at the replay again.
What even makes it a clear penalty is the fact is that Gordon is between Matip and the ball.
Yes.
So there's no way Matip is getting to the ball unless he go through Gordon. That is a penalty for me.
Look, friends, it's so disturbing because this is and these are fine margins. This decision line, Lampard was saying it. This decision can be the reason why Everton will be relegated from the league. That decision in extra time could easily have been a Chelsea penalty and a Chelsea goal. It's fine margins. Just get it right. Get it right. Why is it that?
Because Lampard said, if this is Salah, if Gordon is Salah,
in the opposite box,
and you see why? You see, and we don't want to get to the stage where we are saying this particular team is getting favourable decisions. But when it consistently happens, we can't help but say so. Lampard can't help but ask if this was Salah. I can't help but ask why is it that all the time Liverpool are getting.
Is this why do you think this is why Pep and then Tuchel said they feel the whole of England is supporting Liverpool?
What do you think? When you watch this, what do you think? No VAR review, they wave it off, nobody says anything.
Nobody even highlighted it.
No, it's not even.
And the media have kept quiet.
Everybody has kept quiet.
They've conveniently edited it out of all the highlights. Conveniently edited it out of all the highlights.
That's why we couldn't find a real video.
So I had to go and take somebody's video that he filmed on his phone. A Chelsea fan who filmed it on his phone.
How is it possible that you edit highlights and this key moment isn't part of it?
You see, and there was another moment in this game. You see, these things are very disturbing. You see, VAR, no, seriously, VAR is for what? Penalty and red card incidents. Yes. There was another incident where Ziyech was pulled back by Trent Alexander-Arnold. There was a ball swinging. Now, if you look at the dimension of play.
I think that was a clear foul.
That was a foul.
That was outside of the box.
Outside the box.
It was outside.
But had
he's talking about red card.
He was through one-on-one. That's a red card.
That was a foul.
That's a red card.
But Trent too wasn't the last man.
Trent wasn't
if you look at the movement of the ball,
Trent would have been the last man, and Trent was the last man per the sequence of play because it was a ball played across. Once Ziyech got onto the ball, he's through on goal. The people by his side are not stopping him. So once he gets onto the ball, he's through on goal. That's the last man. He pulled him back. You look at the VAR looks at it, says he was outside the box. Outside the box, so what? That's the last man incident. Stop the play, send him off.
Interesting. Daniel really hit.
It's not fair.
So,
no, you see, it's not the only thing. You see, it's very disturbing because look, officiating.
It is also what happens even to opponents that don't happen to Liverpool.
Look at a few weeks ago. I think it was the Arsenal-Brighton game. Okay. When the VAR line was drawn, the Martinelli offside, nobody could see where Cucurella's leg was.
Yeah.
Nobody could see.
Yeah.
But they assume that once this is the goalkeeper's leg, then it means that Cucurella's leg is somewhere behind. Yeah. So then it's given as an offside.
Because that Martinelli offside, I found it ridiculous, to be honest. All right. We'll have to take another break. When we come back, we'll take you elsewhere because there was Premier League action and the action was quite dramatic. We'll show you the highlights of all of those matches. Don't go anywhere. This is Scorecard. Welcome back. This is Scorecard on Citi TV. It's like Daniel has gone to stoke some emotions. The Scorecard hashtag is blowing up on Twitter. So if people they watch, you don't go tweet. But if they say something where you pay you there, you pick your phone. You are tweeting plenty. See,
and I guess I'm very sure it's coming from the Liverpool fans.
See, I'm reading some of them. Mauli 8 years says, I feel Daniel's pain in my room. He has not seen anything yet. We will win the Champions League and he will cry more. When dodgy decisions were going Fergie's way, I guess he wasn't born there. Success comes with privileges, he says. El died.
So he's admitting it.
Yes, he's admitting it. And he said that there also is their time to enjoy.
Once you know you are getting it by fraudulent means, I'm not.
Christ the King says, I concur with Daniel. We all can see the Live VAR pool FA, he says. All right. Nana Bodhi says, Danny knows his football. Man is worried about the exceptions of rules for some red club. Lauren says, I agree with Daniel 10,000%. Everyone wants Liverpool to win. This one's Avuko Close says, Danny K is being spot on tonight. He has mostly been though. Surprisingly, he's in a blue side as well. Say the Chelsea fans they feel.
It isn't that he's talking
somebody
for them.
says, hold on. One real Montana says, Danny K should even talk about the VAR lines that was drawn in favor of Man U against West Ham. He said, you don't talk about that one.
Which one?
Damois says, Daniel should give us a break. Fortune favors the brave and luck is prepared for minds. No, it's for prepared minds, sorry. These decisions favor and unfavor every team. Stop crying wolf. Kojo Iman says, Grantley is talking out of emotion. Does he know the number of incidents that have gone against us? With the Hakim incident, he was offside. So he said he was offside. That's why they didn't take it. Okay. Edmez, he says, Daniel Grantley tears are a joy to watch. Inject it. Nivenser says, Danny K, what about Everton's penalty appeal against Man City? You are always biased against Liverpool.
But we're here that day. We spent the whole 5 minutes talking about the Rodri incident. You've intentionally forgotten, but it's fine.
Dr. Kobe Simple. No, that day do so. He didn't watch the show. Okay. Dr. Kobe Simple says, why is Daniel Grantley paying so much? When Ferguson was in charge of United, refs were constantly favoring them. That one there, you didn't hate it. Liverpool's 10, and you are whining like a nagging wife.
You see?
So you are admitting that it's happening.
He's admitting. That's all I want to do.
The fact that it was wrong then doesn't make it right now. Right now. It was wrong, it's still wrong. We all cried about the Howard Webb incidents. We are crying about Liverpool too today. So let's deal with it. Selective crying is within somebody's right. Daniel is doing selective crying.
We've also been crying about what's the name of that referee? Atkinson and Chelsea.
No, but Chelsea fans have also been crying over Michael Oliver.
And so
Anthony
Taylor, sorry, he sent off Kovacic in the FA Cup final for nothing.
That was a second bookable offense. I remember that.
My friend, he sent off Victor Moses in the FA Cup final against Arsenal and awarded a handball goal for Sanchez. Hey, Chelsea have suffered.
Suffered where?
But you remember the handball goal?
I don't remember.
Hey, coach.
I don't remember.
It's okay. This message is from C. Gary. He says, Danny Gepa, you didn't see the one on Diaz in the first half when he was pulled for a foul, but the ref ignored it. Okay. And this Real Montana also says, Danny K is forgetting Villa's offside goal against Liverpool too. For that one, it's called clean goal. They say it wasn't a goal. And Nimensa said, what about Everton's penalty appeal against Man City? Okay, he's also asking a question. Questions in there will be Sabi. I don't remember the Man City penalty incident. But let me read a couple more messages, this time from our viewers on WhatsApp. All right, more of them have come in here. This one says, congratulations to House of Folk. We are winning it again and we'll beat Kotoko in the Super Cup. As we lose the last game, Europa, because I know we will lose to Palace. Glory, glory, Manu Joshua from Nungwa. This one says, my name is Quadrum Hent. I want to ask this. Where is the second goal of Dreams FC? Second goal now. It's there. We'll find it for you. Katsure Busumuru from Akimoda says, you guys always make my Sunday night very romantic. Keep it up. I love every part of your program. For today, read my message, please. Congrats to Kotoko. There you go. Today's your lucky day. We've read your message. Metals, Emma House, 2003. That's what that's from KKB. Okay, he's sending that message. He says, good evening, guys. Good work and analysis by great Odadia Mind. But who is the Odadia Mind here? Because there's no Odadia here. Coach went to Accra. Danny K went to Achimota. I went to Canton. Canton. Yeah, Daniel. They say your shirt, no, you look like Odadia. That's why. So you're the one. You are the one they are referring to. This message says. Okay, he says he's providing perspective for the Under-20 tournament. KKB. He says the Ghanaian ambassador said the Nigerian team arrived 2 weeks before the commencement of the Under-20 championships, while Ghana landed 3 days before the start. What other results were we expecting? And that explains why we were complaining about the heat when we played against Nigeria. And the Nigerians were not complaining. They had been there for 3 weeks. They are acclimatized. It's very important. One more message. Jude at Kakasunaka #1. He says, I just watched the RS Bechem beat TP Mazembe under controversial circumstances in the Conference Cup semi-final. It had everything, ranging from green lasers, fake whistles, missile throwing, red flares, troublesome ball boys, fake injuries, red cards, shenanigans, VAR, penalty, crowd intimidation, fun attempt to invade pitch. I just hope Bechem lose in the final. Yeah, it's amazing. So RS Bechem will now take on not Kaiser Chiefs. The other
Orlando?
team from yes.
Orlando Pirates.
Orlando Pirates.
Yeah.
So 2 Ghanaians there. Richard Ofori, the goalkeeper.
And then,
But that one should also be played at a neutral.
Avenue too. Yeah.
Where
in Nigeria.
In
Nigeria.
Yes. So that's that. Pirates with Richard Ofori and the former King Faisal striker. He's having a really good season.
Yeah, man.
Kwame Wepra. They are with Orlando Pirates. They've made the final. They'll take on RS Bechem. Let's show you some Premier League football now. Beginning with Tottenham Hotspur's 1-0 win over Burnley. That's now taking them above Arsenal into top 4 with 1 game to go. All right, good win for them. Congrats to them. They leapfrog Arsenal. Now they are 2 points above Arsenal. Arsenal play on Monday night at Newcastle. They must win. Otherwise, Spurs could go into the last day with their destiny in their own hands in the race for Champions League places. Man City, they played today as well. They had a chance to go 6 points clear of Liverpool, basically going into the last game, only needing to avoid defeat. But they were stunned by West Ham United. Then they came back, had a chance to win it, but Real Madrid missed a penalty and the match ended in a 2-2 draw. All right, so Manchester City, cracking game of football, ended 2-2. Real Madrid really could have won it. He didn't. One more match to show you. This was Everton at home to Brentford. Everton had their destiny in their own hands. They win against Brentford. They are safe from relegation. And they started brilliantly, but somehow they lost by 3-2. Oliver showing his second red card in the game. So Everton were reduced to 9 men by the end of the match. A lot of people are really been triggered by Danny Kaye's submission. They say, somebody said, the Arsenal fans have joined. They said they are looking for Paul Tierney. If they get Paul Tierney, they go slap him. Chelsea fans are looking for Anthony Taylor. Somebody said what? He said when Real Madrid meet.
He said I shouldn't worry. That Liverpool will meet Real Madrid and we'll see who owns the Referees Association. Can't wait for the Champions League.
But coach, today was a very dramatic day of Premier League football.
Very. Look, for me, my interest solely was on that Manchester City.
Yeah.
West Ham. It was a cracker of a game, without a doubt. You see, if you don't know West Ham, then you tend to look down upon them. They are very, very difficult.
Well coached.
Well coached by David Moyes. Tactically, they know what they're about. And one thing that you don't want to give them is to give them any form of advantage. They put more men behind the ball and practically make it very, very impossible for you to penetrate. But credit must be given to City. How many teams would have rescued us? How many?
And they
teams?
almost turned it around 360.
I don't think any team in the league would have rescued us. Liverpool went there, they got beat. Chelsea went there, they got beat. So for me, the fact that Man City were able to redeem themselves from a 2-goal down
Should have won.
and even should have won the game, they are already champions in making. Look, there's no way, read my lips, I have been emphatic on this. There's no way Liverpool will win that quadruple.
So you're saying that on the last day, Steven Gerrard can go and redeem himself for that slip back in 2014?
Everybody watching the program, listen, watch clearly. In 30 minutes, they would have collected like 3 goals already. Game over.
So hold on. You're saying that anybody hoping for an Aston Villa miracle, it will not happen.
It will not happen. It's not happy. Look. No, it's not happy. So, you see, yes, they stand a chance of winning a quadruple, but it will be a weak quadruple. They will not win a quadruple.
Treble.
They stand a chance of winning a treble. It will be a weak treble.
Because the treble without the league title.
There's only one English team in history who has done that.
But you know that one, it is Man U who has made it seem like that is what the treble, the real treble should be. Are you the one to define as which 3 trophies should constitute the treble?
You see, with all your level of education and your...
Are you about to insult me on my own show?
Which one do you think is the best treble?
Based on... I'm saying that a treble...
Oh.
Yes, hold on. You asked the question.
You see, I didn't say it. I said it is a weak treble. Mm-hmm. So the word treble is there, but it is
yes,
weak.
But I'm saying that why would you qualify it as weak?
And I'm saying that the League, Champions League, and the FA Cup, as against the Carabao Cup.
Carabao. Carabao.
Don't pronounce it for me. As against the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, and then the champion. Which one is the best treble? You don't need to prolong these things. Be straightforward. You understand? So yes, they may win that, but even that one, Real Madrid has got a serious saying on that. But look, to be honest with you, it's been a beautiful season. Next week, God willing, it will come to an end. I want to credit Liverpool and Man City. They've given us absolute entertainment from the beginning to the end. It's just appropriate that the league will be decided on the final. But in my view, it's already done.
And just on that, especially Liverpool, because for about 3 months this season, everybody thought the league was done.
Yeah, that's true.
City were leading by about 14 or 15 points. It looked like it was done and dusted, but a consistent run has brought us to where we are. But in saying that also, Liverpool are playing on Tuesday. And to dismiss that game and do like next week is the final decider, the league will be over before next week if Liverpool don't get the result at Southampton.
They'll need to beat
and that is, look, that's a difficult ground to go to. I think last season they were beating the I think it was a Danny Ings goal that undid them at the St. Mary's. So it's a difficult ground to go to. And you see, in the Premier League, when you are facing teams like that at this particular stage, Southampton's last home game of the season, they would like to give the fans a very good send-off. So Liverpool have to be on their A game. Get that one under their belt before they can start thinking about next week's game.
The last game is against Wolves, while Man City take on Aston Villa. But I want quick thoughts on this one, because it looks like this could be the most dramatic finish of the season. The Champions League, Tottenham Hotspur, after beating Arsenal, played first again, and they've now gone to win, and now they've leapfrogged Arsenal into top 4. Arsenal play on Monday night, and there's pressure on them at Newcastle, and all of a sudden, Arsenal still have the destiny in their own hands. They win the 2 games, they qualify.
It is what
but
it is.
Is that something realistic for them?
No, but you can't look.
No, I'm just like, what do you make of that game at Newcastle?
They are very capable of going to Newcastle and beating them. But
they have the best home
Arsenal and Newcastle themselves, they've got some beautiful history that is usually written at St. James's.
That's true.
I know every Arsenal supporter
will be nervous.
Will be very, very nervous. And for me, they will have to stamp the authority from the word go. That is Newcastle's last home game. So it come down to that. They've lost
this
their
sort of
last
season.
2 games. After the season, they want to say thank you to the supporters, because look, they were at some point in time they looked a relegation threatening.
They have the best home form in the league in 2022
as we speak. So look, it's not going to come cheap. Arsenal will have to work themselves out to be able to achieve it.
And also especially because of their injury problems. Remember, I don't think they have a fit centre back. Holden got a red card. Gabriel limped off against with a muscle problem. Ben White hasn't fully recovered. So how Arsenal will figure that out against this Newcastle team will be one to see. But they have, look, it's in their own hands. Once they win, they are going to the Champions
League. That's right. Okay. So that's that from the Premier League. Let me show you some other results from the Premier League. Then we'll move quickly to the Serie A. All right. Okay. So we don't have the results, but there were some other interesting games. A lot of draws, actually. Leeds United got a draw. Southampton draw. And a couple of other games, if I remember correctly. Let's move to Italy. Last week, we spoke about the fact that AC Milan had the title in their own hands. There were 2 games at the end of the season. AC Milan just needed to win both of them to be crowned champions of Serie A. They won one today. It was against Atalanta, and they finished it off by 2-0. That's that. AC Milan, it doesn't matter what Inter Milan do. Now, AC Milan would be champions if they beat Sassuolo.
No, if they draw, actually.
Yes, if they draw. Oh.
All they need is a draw.
Yeah, the draw, actually, yes. They have a 3-point,
they have a 2-point lead.
2-point lead. If they draw, they have the better head-to-head. It's really that simple, yeah. Just a draw, So AC Milan nearly there.
I think they'll be champions.
Yeah.
Because look, I don't see them throwing this away. Because the last time they won this was 11 years ago.
That's true.
Come on.
And Kevin Boateng
was there.
Was a 25-year-old.
Exactly. And if you've come this close, and you are just a point away, the likes of Maldini, who are doing the day-to-day running of this team, they are so well inclined with how football games are won, and they'll do everything to win it.
Yeah. So AC Milan, the only one yet to be decided. Erling Haaland played his last game for Borussia Dortmund, and he scored when they beat Hertha Berlin by 2-1. All right, so that's that. Erling Haaland is off to Man City. That was his last home game. Messi scored twice in that 4-0 win for PSG over Montpellier as well, so good for him. But that's that. Shout outs to Pato. I've seen your message. A big House of Folk fan. He says House of Folk will win. It's a House of Folk fan based in Kumasi, so he will be the one organizing the voice to go and support the team. Coach,
always
it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank
you for coming. Daniel, thank you for coming as well. My name is Fentio. Tahiri Fentio. It's been an absolute pleasure coming your way with another episode of Scorecard. Until next time, do take care. Bye-bye.